Hey guys, Musa here, and today I'm bringing you my NFC free agency review. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys only acquired one free agent, that is Eric Kendricks, linebacker. He came for the LA Chargers and had made his career more known in Minnesota in his early time of his career. He signed a 1 year deal, $3 million deal. So, and they retained Rico Dowell, tackle Kuma Odogba. I don't know if I said that correctly. Sent cornerback Jordan Lewis, cornerback CJ Goodwin, and long snapper Trent Sieg. Now, they also lost in free agency Tony Pollard, running back, tackles Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins to the Titans, Jets, and Bills, respectively. Tyler DeBiares, I don't know if that's how you say it. He left for the Commanders. Edge rushers Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler left for the Commanders each. Then you got Jonathan Hankins, who left for the Seattle Seahawks, and Neville Gallimore, defensive tackle, who left for the Dolphins, and cornerback Noah Nohi. I don't know if that's how you say it, but regardless, I think Dallas did terribly in this free agency. Like, yeah, you got Eric Hendricks, good option, but you only got Eric Hendricks. You better do some incredible things in the NFL draft, because I am giving you a D for your efforts. Not even a D plus. That's how bad I think Dallas did in this free agency. Now, moving on to the New York Giants, we got the Giants signing Drew Lock, quarterback, 1 year, $5 million. Devin Singletary, 3 year deal worth $16.5 million. Isaiah McKenzie and Miles Boykins to a 1 year, $1.37 million deal and a 1 year, $1.29 million deal, respectively. While Jack Stahl and Chris Henmertz, I think that's how you say it, each signed a 1 year deal worth $1.1 million and $1.3 million, respectively. Then you get the signing of tackles Jermaine Illuminor and Matt Nelson. Jermaine signed a 2 year deal worth $14 million and Matt Nelson a 1 year deal worth $1.2 million. Then you get John Rungan, Aaron Steinstein, and also guard Austin Slotman, with each getting not each actually. Rungan got a 3 year deal, a $30 million as well. 1 year, $1.2 million for Aaron. Austin Slotman got a 2 year deal worth $2.7 million. And then you get Jordan Phillips with a 1 year, $1.7 million deal. They traded for Brian Burns, so that's pretty good. And they also have signed Matthew Adams on a 1 year deal, $1.2 million. And Jalen Mills, 1 year, $1.3 million. Now, what about the players they retain? Gunner, I don't know how to say that, so hopefully you guys understand who I'm talking about. But Olszewski, whatever. And then they also kept Isaiah Hodgins, Isaiah Simmons, Carter Coughlin, and Darnay Holmes. While they relinquished Tyrod Taylor to the Jets, Saquon Barkley and Paris Campbell to the Eagles, Matt Peart to the Broncos, guard Ben Brederson to the Buccaneers, Jihad Ward to the Vikings, Ashawn Robinson to the Panthers, Xavier McKinney to the Packers, and Cade York to the Browns. Now, I still don't like the Giants this offseason. Like, first of all, if you had not given Daniel Jones that deal the previous year, you could have kept Barkley, and that's the reason why I'm going to give them a C-, because they lost Barkley. And honestly, I think if they had, instead of signing Daniel Jones, signed Barkley, they could have potentially gotten Drake May or uh, or not even if it wasn't Drake May, JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix or Michael Penix. So maybe they'll draft a quarterback anyways. But as far as I can see, the the Giants, they're kind of doing some bad moves recently, but hopefully for the Giants fans, they do pretty well in the upcoming season. Now moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles, they got Kenny Pickett on a trade with Pittsburgh, a 1-year deal for Will Greer. They got Saquon Barkley on a 3-year, $37 million deal, Devontae Parker on a 1-year deal, Paris Campbell on a 1-year deal, CJ Ozuma on a 1-year deal, Matt Hennessy on a 1-year deal, Bryce Huff on a 3-year deal, PJ Mustifer on a 2-year deal, Zach Braun on a 1-year deal, Julian Okwara on a 1-year deal, Devin White on a 1-year deal, Oren Burks on a 1-year deal, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on a 3-year, $27 million deal, while extending Devonta Smith, Albert Okwuegbunam, whatever that name is, Landon Dickerson, Jake Elliott, Braden Mann, and long snapper Rick Lovato, while re-signing Brandon Graham and Avonte Maddox. Now, they did lose Marcus Mariota to the Commanders, DeAndre Swift to the Bears, Wes Watkins to the Steelers, Olamide Zaccheaus to the Commanders, Jack Stoll to the Giants, Jack Driscoll to the Dolphins, Iwusua Opeta to the Buccaneers, and Nicholas Morrow to the Bills, along with Kevin Byard to the Bears. Now, unlike the Giants, I think they did very well, especially with that Saquon Barkley signing. And I'm not saying because Saquon Barkley is an amazing running back. I'm saying it more on, hey, now Saquon Barkley has an offensive line in Philadelphia where basically every running back that has been there has been successful. So I think because of that reason, they did a very good job in free agency. And they got some new weapons for... And honestly, even though Kenny Pickett was also sent to Philadelphia, that means nothing because basically Kenny Pickett is now going to be the backup quarterback no matter what happens. So in the end, getting Devin White as well and Oren Burks and Julian Okwara and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, these were deals that honestly made this a C+. I'm going to say C+. But in the end, they could have done better, and hopefully they do better in the NFL draft. Now on to the Washington Commanders, who signed Marcus Mariota on a 1-year deal, Austin Eckler on a 2-year deal, Olamide Zaccheaus on a 1-year deal. They also got Zach Ertz on a 1-year deal, Nick Algeretti on a 3-year deal, Michael Dietrich on a 1-year deal. They also got Tyler Biadasz on a 3-year deal, Dorrance Armstrong on a 3-year deal, Cleveland Farrell on a 1-year deal, Dante Fowler on a 1-year deal, Franklin Louvu on a 3-year deal, a 1-year deal for Michael Walker, Bobby Wagner, and Anthony Pittman. And they also signed 1-year deals to James Pierre, Michael Davis, and Noah Igbino Jean. And Jeremy Chin also to a 1-year deal, Brandon McManus to a 1-year deal, and Tyler Ott on a 3-year deal, while retaining their receiver, Jamison Crowder, tackle Cornelius Lucas, edge rusher Efedi Obada, and safety Jeremy Reeves. While losing Jacoby Brissett to the Patriots, they traded Sam Howell to the Seahawks, Antonio Gibson left for the Patriots as well, Curtis Samuel left for the Bills, guard Shakir Charles left for the Titans, edge rusher Casey Tuhill left for the Bills, James Smith-Williams left for the Falcons, Cody Barton left for the Broncos. The Saints managed to get Kaleki Hudson and cornerback Kendall Fuller left for the Dolphins, and Carmen Curl went for the Rams, and Joey Slye the Jaguars. Now, Commanders, you better do something in the draft. Whether you draft a quarterback with the second overall pick or not, it most likely won't change that much. But you never know. As long as As long as the Commanders don't do too bad in the NFL draft, I think they'll be a good team this year. Not a playoff team, but maybe a 500 plus team. Who knows? But right now, I'm giving them a C minus for their efforts. Now on to the Chicago Bears. We got the Bears acquiring Brett Rippon from the Jets on a 1-year deal. DeAndre Swift from the Eagles on a 3-year deal. They traded for Keelan Allen from the Chargers, and then they got also Gerald Everett on a 2-year deal. Coleman Shelton on a 1-year deal. Jake Curhan on a 1-year deal. Matt Pryor on a 1-year deal. Ryan Bates on a he didn't get signed. He actually got traded from the Bills. So there's that. And linebackers Amen Ogobenjima and Jake Martin, each on a 1-year deal. Kevin Byard and Jonathan Owens, each on a 1-year deal, while retaining the wide receiver Deontay Pettis, long snapper Patrick Scales, and they did in fact franchise tag Jalen Johnson with a non-exclusive franchise tag, but immediately were able to re-sign him in this free agency, so that's pretty good for them. They also lost Justin Fields as they had traded him to Pittsburgh. They also lost Nathan Peterman to the Saints, Deonta Foreman to the Browns, Darnell Mooney to the Falcons, Equanimous St. Brown to the Saints, Dan Feeney to the Vikings, Cody Whitehair to the Raiders, and Justin Jones to the Cardinals. Now, in my opinion, the Bears, well, after trading Justin Fields, we already know who's going to be selected first overall. But in the end, whether they pick Caleb Williams or decide to, for some reason, trade away the pick, which I highly doubt they would, well, let's just say the Bears aren't going to be that good, but there are more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? They're basically going to the future and building up a team around Caleb Williams if they draft them, but that if is basically almost 0% chance that they don't draft Caleb Williams. But in the end, I give the Bears a C for their efforts. Now on to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions acquired Kevin Zeitler on a 1-year deal, Marcus Davenport on a 1-year deal, DJ Reader on a 2-year deal, traded for Carlton Davis from the Buccaneers, and also signed cornerback Amik Robertson to a 2-year deal, and retained as well quarterback Nate Sudfeld, wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones, tackle Dan Skipper, Graham Glasgow at guard, Jalen Reeves-Maven at linebacker, cornerbacks Emmanuel Mosley, Khalil Dorsey, and Kendall Vilder, along with kicker Michael Bagley and Scott Dolly at long snapper. Now, in my opinion, well, I think these are good signings, relatively decent. But they did also lose Josh Reynolds to the Broncos, Matt Nelson to the Giants, Jonah Jackson to the Rams, defensive tackle Benito Jones to the Dolphins, linebacker Julian Aquara to the Eagles, Anthony Pittman to the Commanders, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles. In total, I'm seeing this as a decent team that could potentially reach another NFC title game, but they're not making the Super Bowl anytime soon. I think maybe 1 or 2 years, maybe they'd even simply reach the Super Bowl. But for now, I think I'm going to give these guys a C plus for their efforts. And Dan Campbell, well, let's just hope for all Lions fans' sake that curse that was placed by Bobby Lane is gone. Now on to the Green Bay Packers, where the Packers have signed on a 4-year deal, $48 million. That's Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney on a 4-year, $67 million contract, and Greg Joseph to a 1-year deal, while retaining A.J. Dillon, Tyler Davis, Eric Wilson, Corey Ballantyne, Keyshawn Nixon, and Robert Rochelle. And then the players who they relinquished are Aaron Jones, who left for the Vikings, Josiah DeGuara to the Jaguars, tackle Josh Nijma to the Panthers, guard John Runyan to the Giants, Devondre Campbell to the 49ers, Jonathan Owens to the Bears, and Darnell Savage to the Jaguars. Packers did excellent with their signings of Xavier McKinney, and at 100% with their signing of Josh Jacobs. That is a very good replacement for Aaron Jones. I'm more happy about that. I think that they might have overpaid for Xavier McKinney, but I mean, I think that that could be a good replacement for Darnell Savage, but I am in love with the choice of signing Josh Jacobs. He is a very good running back, although he is getting into his later years, so he might not be a good running back pretty soon. But in the end, I think that this was a good decision by the Packers. And even though they've lost a few guys that could help them make a Super Bowl, I think that if they do good in the draft, they'll have their team going back to the Super Bowl, since I believe the last time they went was with Rodgers to Super Bowl. I forgot I forgot which one, but it was against the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. And also, we'll be giving the Packers a C plus for their efforts. I could have given them a B minus, but I'm leaning into C plus over B minus. Now on to the Minnesota Vikings, where they acquired Sam Darnold on a 1-year deal, Aaron Jones on a 1-year deal, Trent Sherfield on a 1-year deal, Dan Feeney on a 1-year deal, Jonathan Bullard on a 1-year deal, Andrew Van Ginkel on a 2-year deal, Jihad Ward on a 1-year deal, Jonathan Greenard as on a 4-year deal, Jonah Williams on a 1-year deal, Jerry Tillery on a 1-year deal, Blake Cashman on a 3-year deal, Kamu Greer-Hill on a 1-year deal, Shaquille Griffin on a 1-year deal, John Parker Romo on a 2-year deal, while retaining wide receiver Brandon Powell, tight end John Munt, tackle David Kessenberry, also retaining tackle Blake Randall, and defensive lineman Jonathan Bullard, while relinquishing the Kirk Cousins, who left for the Atlanta Falcons, Joshua Dobbs, who left for San Francisco, Alexander Madison, who left for Las Vegas, KJ Osborne, who left for the New England Patriots, tackle Oli Odo, who left for the Saints, guards Austin Schlotman and Akeem Adenji, who left for the Giants and Browns respectively, while edge rushers DJ Wanum, Marcus Davenport, and Daniil Hunter all left for the Panthers, Lions, and Texans respectively, while the defensive end Dean Lowry left for the Steelers, defensive tackle Kyrie's Tonga left for the Cardinals, Jordan Hicks left for the Browns, Troy Dye left for the Chargers, and Greg Joseph left for the Packers. Now, I'm thinking Aaron Jones, very good signing. Trent Sherfield as well. Dan Feeney as well. Van Greencoat, also very good signing. Tillery, very good signing. But I think that it's because of Sam Darnold. Although Sam Darnold will be the backup of whoever they select, or maybe he'll be the starter for the meantime while the quarterback stays on the bench for a while, the rookie quarterback. But you never know. But the point is, if they're gonna select the quarterback, maybe like Jaden Daniels or something, if they select the quarterback, their best option is to start Sam Darnold, let him play, and the other guy just sit back and learn the system. And then when he got the system under wraps, he got it good, he knows how to play the system, that's when he goes in and balls out. In the end, I'm giving them a C minus for their efforts. I did not like the Sam Darnold signing, but Trent Sherfield and Aaron Jones saved it. Now, on to the Atlanta Falcons, as they acquired Kirk Cousins on a 4-year, $180 million deal. Ray McLeod getting a 5-year deal for 2 years. 3 years, $39 million for Darnell Mooney. They traded for Rondell Moore from the Cardinals. They got Charlie Warner on a 3-year deal. James Smith-Williams on a 1-year deal. And Antonio Hamilton on a 1-year deal, while retaining Daryl Hodge, tackle Storm Norton, defensive end Travius Street, and long snapper Liam McLeod, while trading away Desmond Ridder in the in the trade for Rondell Moore to the Cardinals. They also got, didn't get rid of, but Cordell Patterson left for the Steelers. Matt Collins and Van Jefferson left for the Bills and Steelers, respectively. Jonnu Smith left for the Dolphins. Nicole Pruitt left for the Steelers. Guard Matt Hennessy for the Eagles. And Jeff Okuda to the Texans. I'm thinking the Falcons, they did pretty good. But the question is, are they going to pick a quarterback in the second or third round? And what will the future for Kirk Cousins be? Because in the end, I think Kirk Cousins is the starter no matter who they draft. Even if they draft someone in the first round, highly doubt it though. I think ever since they got Kirk Cousins, I think better get Bo Nix or Michael Penix in the later rounds. So maybe something like that. But in the end, I think they did a pretty decent job. So I'm going to give them a C for their effort. I think that the Falcons did a pretty decent job. Now on to the Carolina Panthers. They traded for Deontay Johnson from the Steelers. David Moore signed a 1-year deal. Josh Nijman signed a 2-year deal. Robert Hunt, a 5-year, $100 million deal, which might be a mistake by the Panthers. Damian Lewis, a 4-year deal worth $53 million. Also a potential mistake. Clavion Chase onto a 1-year deal. DJ Wanum on a 2-year deal. Jadeveon Clowney on a 2-year deal. A 3-year deal for Ashawn Robinson. A 3-year deal for Josie Jewell. A 2-year deal for Dane Jackson. A 1-year deal for Jordan Fuller. And a 1-year deal for Nick Scott. While retaining Emir Smith-Marset, cornerback Troy Hill, safety Sam Franklin, J.J. Hansen, and then relinquishing Giovanni Ricci, a fullback, to the Browns, wide receiver Laviska Shenault to the Seahawks, tight end Jaden Hurst to the Chargers, along with center Bradley Bozeman to the Chargers as well, edge rusher Brian Burns traded to the Giants, Jatir Gross-Mato to the 49ers, Camus Greer-Hill to the Vikings, Deshaun Williams to the Bills, Frankie Louvu to the Commanders, Dante Jackson traded to the Steelers. Then they also had Shaquille Griffin, who left for the Vikings, CJ Henderson, who left for the Texans, Von Bell, who left for the Bengals, and Jeremy Chin, who left for the Commanders. In the end, I'm thinking, due to the signings of Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, they're not bad. They just overpaid. Getting a 5-year, $100 million deal for Robert Hunt, that is definitely overpaid. And same goes for Damian Lewis. As the time he spent in Seattle, I did not see him as much of a great offensive lineman. He's not bad, but he's not great either. So I think that due to that, I'm going to give them a C-. I'm not going to give them a D+. C-. I think it's very fair for the Carolina Panthers. So they're going to have to do a lot in the draft. Now, on to the New Orleans Saints as they sign Nathan Peterman to a 1-year deal. Wide receivers Equanimous St. Brown, Stanley Morgan, and Cedric Wilson to a 1-year for both Brown and Morgan, and a 2-year deal for Wilson. And Oli Udoh to a 1-year deal, tackle. Defensive end Chase Young to a 1-year deal. And both Willie Gay and Kaleki Hudson to 1-year deals, while retaining Demario Davis, Sherman Jean Charles, Tyrann Mathieu, and Ugo Amadi, while relinquishing quarterback Jameis Winston to the Browns, defensive linemen Malcolm Roach and PJ Musfir to the Broncos and Eagles respectively, linebacker Zach Braun for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Lonnie Johnson along with Isaac Giadum to the Texans and 49ers respectively. The Saints, not really liking their decisions. I love that they got St. Brown and Cedric Wilson. Those are good options. Chase Young as well and Willie Gay. Very good selections. Nathan Peterman, definitely a backup quarterback. No way he's going to start. It's Derek Carr's team no matter what. Well, I say no matter what. They might go ahead and select a quarterback in this draft, but who knows? In the end, I think that the Saints did pretty decently, so I'm going to give them a C. I'm going to be nice and give them a C. I would have given them a C minus, but right now I'm going to be nice and give them a C. Now up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they acquired guards Ben Betterson and Iwosua Opeta as they both get 1-year deals. Randy Gregory on a 1-year deal. Cornerbacks Bryce Hall and Treveria Thomas, I think. I don't know if I said that correctly. Both on 1-year deals. And a 2-year, $9 million deal for Jordan Whitehead, a safety. They also were able to retain quarterbacks Baker Mayfield and John Wolford, running back Chase Edmonds, wide receiver Mike Evans, offensive lineman Justin Skull, defensive lineman William Golston, and Greg Gaines, while also retaining Levante David at linebacker, and Antoine Winfield Jr. as well. He received a non-exclusive franchise tag, so there's that, and Chase McLaughlin as well, as along with Zach Reiner. While they relinquished David Moore, who left for the Panthers, guard Nick Leverett, who left for the Patriots, guard Aaron Stein, who left for the Giants. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Edge rusher Shaq Barrett to the Dolphins, linebacker Devin White to the Eagles, and Carlton Davis, who was traded to the Detroit Lions. Now, let me just say this. Very good team. You got Mike Evans coming back. Baker Mayfield's coming back. Chase Edmonds, I'm 50-50 on that. You still got Jordan Whitehead. You still got Antoine Winfield Jr. You got all these guys. Honestly, I think that they did a decent job, so I'm going to give them a C+ for their efforts. They might have lost Shaq and Devin and even Carlton Davis, but I still think that their gains actually make them not better, but keep them with the status quo. They're probably going to make the playoffs again, but I don't know if they're going to make it past the wild card. Now on to the Arizona Cardinals, who acquired Desmond Ridder on a trade with the Falcons. I'll give a 3-year deal to DJ Dallas, the running back from Seattle. Wide receiver Chris Moore on a 1-year deal. Tackle Jonah Williams on a 2-year deal. Guard Evan Brown on a 1-year deal. Defensive lineman, Justin Jones and Belial Nichols on 3-year deals each. $31.1 million for Justin and Belial getting $21 million. While Paris Tunga gets a 1-year deal and Mac Wilson gets a 3-year deal, $12.75 million, and Sean Murphy Bunting on a 3-year deal with $25.5 million. While they retain Keith Ismaile, Tristan Colon, Elijah Wilkins, Chris Barnes, Bobby Price, and Blake Glickin, I think that's how you say it. And then they relinquished Rondale Moore, who was traded to the Falcons. The Marquise Brown, who was taken by the Kansas City Chiefs. Aaron Brewer, who left for the Dolphins. Leki Fotu to the Jets. Ezekiel Turner to the 49ers. Antonio Hamilton to the Falcons. Now, I don't think this makes them any better, but I'm iffy on the Cardinals. I think they're going to do some things in the draft that will make them improve 100%. But for right now, I'm giving them a C for their efforts. I don't know if they actually did much to acquire more talent. They got a new running back and receiver. But, Rondale Moore and Marquise were actually the best receivers they had up until this point. So, C is going to be what I'm going to give the Arizona Cardinals. Now on to the Los Angeles Rams, who acquired quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo on a 1-year deal, tight end Colby Parkinson on a 3-year deal, Jonah Jackson guard on a 3-year deal, $51 million, by the way, a 3-year $22.5 million deal for not Tre'Davious White, for Darius Williams, a 1-year deal, $4.2 million for Tre'Davious White. Cameron Curl on a 2-year deal, $9 million. And they retained DeMarcus Robinson, Kevin Dotson, Laurel Merchant, Christian Roseboom, and Troy Reader, while they relinquished quarterback Carson Wentz, who left for the Chiefs, guard Tremaine Wayne, I don't know, Archam to the Seattle Seahawks, center Cole Shelton to the Chicago Bears, defensive lineman Jonah Williams to the Minnesota Vikings, and safety Jordan Fuller to the Carolina Panthers. I think the Rams are doing their best, and they really didn't do much to fix their problem with you know who, Aaron Donald, who recently left. So due to that, I'm going to give them a C minus. I think they should have done a lot more on the defensive line. That hole is not going to be filled by Aaron Donald anymore, so they better do something in the draft. Now on to the San Francisco 49ers, who acquired quarterback Josh Dobbs on a one-year deal, wide receiver Trent Taylor on a one-year deal, tackle Brandon Parker on a one-year deal, edge rusher Leonard Floyd on a two-year, $20 million deal, Jatur Gross-Matos, also an edge rusher, on a two-year, $18 million deal, defensive tackles Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott, as Malik Collins was traded from the Houston Texans, while Elliott was brought in on a two-year, $7 million deal. Then you get linebackers Devondre Campbell, Ezekiel Turner, who both come on a one-year deal, $5 million for Campbell. Turner gets $1.2 million, while Isaac Yiadom gets a one-year deal for $1.9 million, and Rock Yassin getting a one-year deal worth $1.2 million, as they also retain Brandon Allen, quarterback, wide receiver Chris Conley, offensive lineman John Feliciano, and also retaining Colton McKivitz, tackle, defensive lineman Kevin Gibbons, linebacker Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, and safety George Odom, while they relinquished quarterback Sam Darnold, who left for the Vikings, wide receiver Ray McLeod, who left for the Falcons alongside tight end Charlie Warner, and then also Matt Pryor, who left for the Chicago Bears. He's one offensive lineman. Edge rushers Cleveland Farrell and Randy Gregory, who left for the Commanders and Buccaneers respectively. Defensive lineman Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Sebastian Joseph Day, who left for the Jaguars, Jets, and Titans respectively. Defensive end Chase Young, who left for the Saints. Linebacker Oren Brooks, who left for the Eagles. And Isaiah Oliver, who left for the New York Jets. Now, San Francisco, you did a good job in replacing certain players. Leonard Floyd, Jatur Gross-Matos, Jordan Elliott, Devondre Campbell, Rock Yassin, very good selections. You got them all onto your team. That's a very good idea to go those players to replace certain players like Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, Oren Burks, Chase Young. Good choice. So because of that, I am giving you a C+. I'm still iffy on you guys, but I think that you guys will be making the playoffs this year. That really isn't out of the question. I think that even though you've lost a few guys, I think that you guys can still make a push for the playoffs. Now, to end it with my Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks acquired Sam Howell from the Commanders, which is something I like. Lavisca Chenault on a one-year deal, pretty good. Pharaoh Brown on a one-year deal, pretty good. George Fant on a two-year deal. I don't know much about George Fant and how he will be protecting. Well, really, it's not. He's going to be more of a backup unless they move him to guard. So I don't know much about him. But Laken Tomlinson and Jermaine Archam getting one-year deals to come to Seattle, pretty good. Nick Harris, pretty good deal for him to come to Seattle. Jonathan Hankins, also one-year deal. Tyrell Dodson and Jerome Baker coming to Seattle, pretty good. Rayshawn Jenkins and Devon Wallace to replace Trevon Diggs and Jamal Adams, pretty decent. Noah Fant remaining with the team. Leonard Williams remaining with the team. And Artie Burns remaining with the team. While we relinquished Drew Lock, who went to the Giants. DJ Dallas, who went to the Cardinals. tight ends Will Disley and Colby Parkinson, who went to the Chargers and Rams. While Jake Curhan left for the Bears, tackle Damian Lewis and Evan Brown both left for the Panthers and Cardinals, respectively. Defensive lineman Mario Edwards left for the Texans, and Devin Bush, Jordan Brooks, and Bobby Wagner all left for the Browns, Dolphins, and Commanders, respectively. Now, I'm not really that happy that we let go of so many good players, but I'm still happy that we were able to replace certain players. For example, like I said, Lincoln Tomlinson and Archam, very good replacements. While linebacker Tyrell Dodson and Jerome Baker, pretty good. They also, if I'm not mistaken, also released this year Jamal Adams and Trevon Diggs. No, sorry, Trevon Diggs is from the Cowboys. I meant who was I actually forgot his name, but Quandre Diggs, that's his name, Quandre Diggs. But Rayshawn Jenkins should do a pretty good job there. Laviska Shenault, another weapon for Seattle, pretty good. New tight end and Pharaoh Brown, pretty good. And Sam Howell, very good backup quarterback to have. And depending on whether Seattle picks a quarterback, who knows what will happen. But for right now, I'm giving Seattle a C, because even though I like it, I don't know if it'll really be what Seattle needs. So I think Seattle needs a lot more, and the draft is where they'll get it. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think did the best in free agency in the NFC, and who did the worst? Tell me down in the comments below, and also give me your video ideas in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.